Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the amazing realm of bizarre news. I'm your host, Dr. Franklin Ruehl. Now the case of Amy Winehouse ghost and other intriguing factoids. Roll tape. For the realm of bizarre news, but first, the trivia question of the day. Let me extricate here from its paper prison. The question: what is the term for a contingent of snails? Multiple choice, inverse alphabetical order. Is that a wobble, wedge, walk, or wake? Now the prize, the only prize, one pat on the back that you'll have to administer to yourself. Heck of a lot better than a slap on the belly with a wet trout. Now, if you want $1 million, call Meredith Vieira, but please, please do not call us. We do not have any operatives to take your calls, and if we did, we still could not afford prizes. Certainly not $1 million. I'll take a sip of water and be back momentarily with that correct answer. Okay, I'm calling time. Let's look at the four possible answers for a contingent of snails. Is that a wobble, wedge, walk, or wake? And what's that?
Walk.
Wedge. No, it's a walk. And for the record, you have a wobble of ostriches, wedge of swans, and wake of vultures, just in case you're ever on that millionaire show. Now, speaking of snails, we have a very sad case from Stuttgart, Germany, on Highway B14. Hundreds of snails were migrating across the roadway and were being squished by cars. Now, they caused 6 car accidents, not because the drivers were trying to swerve to avoid them. They couldn't see the little snails, but the road became so slimy from their squishing that it was like ice, causing those car accidents. Naughty snails. Now, here's a red light camera. I think you probably have seen them at some stops. Do you know that in Los Angeles County, 80% of the red light camera tickets are for making a right turn, not for going through a red light, but for individuals who just slow down when they're making that right turn against a red light, but don't come to a complete stop. Now, this varies from community to community and around the country, but in some areas, the red light cameras are set to measure a right turn. So if you see one of those cameras and you're going to make a right turn, negotiate it by stopping first, then starting up again. We don't want any of you getting a ticket out there. What a jip. Now we have the case of Amy Winehouse, the controversial singer from England. She claims that in her London flat there's a menacious ghost who's been scratching her on the arms. She's named it Henry. She believes it's the spirit of a young boy who died in her flat. Indeed, she's moved into a hotel and is going to have a Ghostbuster exercise that flat. Yes. And here's a fly swatter. It pertains to our doofus of the week. This is a man down in Mobile, Alabama, who'd been a victim of Katrina, moved into a trailer there in Mobile. He noticed that bees were hovering around a towel in the shed beside his trailer. So you know what he did? He sprayed gasoline on the towel, then set it ablaze. But good news, he drove out the bees. The bad news, the shed caught on fire. That then caused his trailer to burn down, $80,000 worth of damage because he was trying to get rid of bees. You can use a fly swatter to get rid of those bees. You don't need fire. Don't become a candidate for our doofus of the week. You see a bee, you swat him with a fly swatter. Okay, now here's a TP tube, and this pertains to someone very inconsiderate in the Philadelphia area, my hometown. Someone's been going around to the fast food restrooms and stealing the bronze-plated brass pipes, making all those restrooms inoperative. Darn! 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 So inconsiderate. And that concludes this edition of the realm of bizarre news. Now until next time, may the power of the cosmos be with you. Yes, yes, yes.